You're watching Rust and Smoke Garage. Alright guys, I hope you all are having a good Thanksgiving. Rust and Smoke Garage here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a tire rotation on your vehicle. The specific vehicle I'm doing today is a 2007 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Same vehicle we worked on doing that intake manifold. But this should transfer over to most any vehicle. It should be just about the same. First thing we're going to get started with, your vehicle might not actually have these, but this specific one does, and maybe yours does as well. Hubcap, with every different brand of vehicle, it's going to be a little different to take off, but on our Ford Crown Victoria here, the best way I found of taking off our hubcap is you just pull the plastic a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but it does kind of flex out. And I'm just going to get our little pry bar and pry down a little bit and just hold that ledge out, and then we're just going to work our way around this whole entire wheel here and just keep pulling it off slowly here. Just like that, with a little tug it does come off. I'll go ahead and do the other three and I'll get right back to you guys here. Alright guys, so now we got all of our hubcaps off, we are ready to start breaking some of these lug nuts just a little bit loose so we can get them off without the tire spinning when the vehicle is actually jacked up in the air. So we'll go ahead and get started with this wheel right here. And the tools I'm using are just a 1/2-inch breaker bar and a 21 millimeter socket for this specific vehicle here. That one was a little more tough. Alright, and now we got that first one, we got all the bolts cracked for it. We'll go ahead and do that to the other three as well here, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so I got this passenger side broke loose here. I'm going to do a different method for the driver's side to also show you guys some other ways you can go about doing this. But our next step will be to actually jack the vehicle up, so I'll go ahead and do that here. So I went ahead and lifted up our rear axle with a jack just under that diff pan. So we'll go ahead and throw jack stands underneath both the axle tubes, and then we'll lift up the front. We got that. We got the rear end lifted up here, so we'll go ahead and lift the front end just right underneath the frame rails. That's where we will also put our jack stands. All right, guys, so this is going to be our second method. It's definitely a lot easier. Just a 1/2 inch impact. We're going to go ahead and get those get those driver side tires off here, and then we will. I'll show you guys the way with the ratchet for this other side here, just so you get again both perspectives. So we'll go ahead and jump right in there. All right, guys, so here's our second method. We'll go ahead and get started here. As you can see, that's a lot quicker. We'll go ahead and get that back tire as well here. All right, guys, so we got these tires off here. We can go ahead and just pull them right off here. Sometimes they're a little stiff, you'll just have to give them a little pound, then they should break loose. And then just straight out with it, and then we'll go ahead and just rest this against the caliper and rotor right for right now. Do the same thing with the rear. Give it a good pound, it should come loose. All right, guys, and I'll get back to you guys with the other side with the ratchet here. All right, guys, so I'm back with our ratchet here. We'll just go ahead and get these loose here. We might honestly not even need our ratchet, to be honest with you guys here. Honestly, these are, yeah, they're just hand loose. So we'll just go ahead and break them off with our hands. This one's a little more stubborn. Get all our lug nuts off this tire. There it comes. And we'll just rest them up against the hub again here. We'll go ahead and get that back tire as well. So we got this back tire broke loose. We'll just give it a few little pounds here. Yeah, this one's a little more fighty than the other ones. So here's the method for ones that are even more stubborn. You just get the back of your boot. And we'll just try to pull it straight up. Maybe. There we go, that one was just quite a bit stubborn, I guess. Alright, guys, so now we're ready to actually start our rotation process here. So how I usually do it, there's quite a few people that do it different. How I do it is I crisscross to the powertrain tires. So in this case, we got a rear-wheel drive vehicle. So these front tires, this one actually right here that came off of this hub, will be on the back driver's side here once we're done. So I'll kind of run them down with you guys and show you exactly what I mean here. Okay, so there's our 4 tires, front of the vehicle, back of the vehicle right here. So right now we are going to move these back tires straight forward. Okay, so these backs are just going to go right up front, and then these front ones are going to crisscross to the back. Okay, so does that make sense? So this tire will alternatively, our front driver side will be back passenger side, our front driver side will be back driver side, and our back back driver side will be front driver side, and our back passenger side will be front passenger side. Okay, guys? So if you have a front wheel drive vehicle, you would crisscross to the front. So basically be the opposite of this procedure. If it's all wheel drive, I usually do an X with that. So all the tires would crisscross. But you also have to watch out if your tires are rotational or directional. You cannot do crisscross with the directional tires. Also, if your vehicle is like the Mustang, where it has wider tires in the rear and smaller tires up front, you cannot do a rotation at all, actually, since this one is actually directional and it has bigger tires in the back, smaller tires in the front. So we'll go ahead and start moving our tires here. I usually also check for nails while I'm rolling it, so I'll just roll it slow and kind of make sure there's no nails or anything that would cause a leak in the tire. So remember, this one is going to go to the to our back driver's side here. All right, guys, so we got all of our tires moved to where we need to put them. We can go ahead and mount them on our wheel hubs now. All right, sometimes, I know with like some of the GMs, I don't know with the Fords as much, but you'll have to kind of like push up and then inward to get it to actually to get it flush on the actual wheel hub itself. I don't think these Fords have it as much, but I know that especially the newer GM vehicles, they do. Now I'll just do that same thing to all of our other tires, and then we'll get them tightened down.
Without living at all.
Alright guys, so we got all the wheels on now. We're going to go ahead and get them tightened up here. If you do have a friend or a parent or someone with you that can hold the brake pedal for you, you can actually get this done with your ratchet. Just get them snugged up with your ratchet while you're while the person helping you is holding the brake pedal. For ease of use, since I'm alone right now, I'm going to just use the my Milwaukee 1/2 inch. We're going to go ahead and put it on setting 1 here. That shouldn't torque them too much, but it should get them snug enough to where they won't really move anywhere. And then at that point in time, we'll be able to lower it and we'll be able to torque up our wheels. Good. All right guys, so I got them all snugged down with our impact here. We'll go ahead and drop the vehicle down to the ground again, and then we'll get them torqued up. Go ahead and get them. Go ahead and get them torqued up here. 100 foot-pounds is going to be our torque spec for these specific ones. If you're not sure about your torque spec, just look it up on Google. Honestly, that's probably your best option. So we'll just go ahead and get them torqued up, and then we'll get the hubcaps on, then we should be done. Alright guys, so now we got them all torqued down, we're ready to start throwing on our hubcaps again. Obviously if you don't have hubcaps, then you'd already be done by now. But for those of you that do, this will be our last step. So with these ones, how these work, there's you can see right there maybe, there's a little groove for the valve stem. So we're going to just get that lined up with the valve stem. Like so. All right, and then once you get it lined up pretty good with these Ford ones, you just give them after you get them lined up, good little punch, and it should sit in. Then you just work your way around it. Make sure you get all the way around it. Make sure it's all on there, and we'll go on to our next one. All right, guys, I believe that should do it. After you get those hubcaps on, should be all good to go. Just make sure you retorque your lug nuts to the same torque spec that you did at our final stage there, and within 50 to 100 miles after you do this, and you should be good to go. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and if I'm doing something wrong, or if you want to see something else, give me a comment and I'll get back to you guys. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.